All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig. You are through to Chig Flicks. Yeah, I know. I remember the channel does still exist. And yes, you are in the middle of a review for the Coming to America sequel, which was released on Friday by Amazon. So hopefully you guys have had an opportunity to see it. I hope you guys are all well. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I've noticed my numbers, in spite of my inactivity on the channel, are creeping up, which is really weird. But keep that going. Not far from 300 subscribers now, so let's keep that moving in the right direction whilst we talk about this movie. So, some of you have had a chance to see it, some of you haven't. So I'm going to try and keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but I want to give my opinion on the film. And obviously grade the film like I normally would, and then recommend if I suggest you guys go see it. Now, for me, I had the opportunity to see this on Saturday. I ain't gonna lie, I completely forgot it came out on Friday, with the view that I was going to review it on Saturday night. Just a few different reasons as why I wasn't able to do that in the end. So this was the earliest I could review it. What do I think of the movie? I was very wary about this movie coming out. Coming to America, the first one that dropped in 1988, weirdly 3 years after I was born, is legitimately one of my favorite films. I mean, top 20 favorite films of all time. In fact, a lot of people suggest it's probably Eddie Murphy's last truly great movie, in which he exhibits all his skills, not just his own acting skills, but his ability to impersonate other skills, his ability to be funny, all the things that you associate with an Eddie Murphy movie was illustrated in that movie. I don't know a single person that's seen that film and doesn't like that film. And it's also one of those sort of timeless movies whereby you can see it now, you could have saw it 30 years ago, and regardless of when you see it, you'll still love it, you'll still chuckle at it, you'll still find it hilarious, because it's a very classic fish out of water type movie. So anyone can relate to that, because anyone at any given situation can always be a fish out of water, can always be somebody in a brand new situation. So for me, it's always been a classic film of mine, and a film that I've always enjoyed. Going in, when I heard that they were going to remake it, I was like, ooh. And then I saw a couple of trailers, and I was like, ooh. And I'm not going to lie to you, that my bar from that moment on was immediately set, because my mind was like, oh no. First of all, why are they fucking with this classic movie? It's not going to be good. It's not going to be anything. So I think I had an appropriate bar set from the very get-go. And I think when you have an appropriate bar set, it's very difficult to be further disappointed in that respect. When you know that the film is going to be crap, it's very, very difficult to be worse. The only movie to living memory that's managed to do that was Independence Day 2. Well, I knew going into that movie it was going to be terrible. Very similar circumstances to this, where, the first movie is seen as a bit of a classic. Why would they fuck with the first movie? They did try to do a sequel, put way too many people in it, and it just was this convoluted mess. These were the sort of problems that were in this movie. I'll be honest with you, right? I'm going to talk about the bad stuff, but I'm also going to talk about some good stuff in this movie. There are some bad stuff in this movie. If you had this fear that Coming to America was going to be Coming to America 2 was going to be every bit as dumb as you thought it may be, this movie may not disappoint you, in the sense that it is dumb. The plot ain't that strong. There are certain things in it where you're like, you roll your eyes. There were certain things they could have done without. Um, it was it, it it felt like a longer movie than it should have been. Even though it's only an hour 48 minutes, it felt like a 20-minute movie too long. Um, oh, some of the laughs don't always hit. Um, they really try to, and I'm going to put this in my kind of good and bad column. They really try to cater for today's audience. Like there were certain jokes in 1988 what you can get away with, namely your royal penis is clean, Your Majesty. They try to address that and flip that on its head in this particular movie. You know, they try to. There are lots of like little political stuff that they clearly try to address head on. You know, so yeah, I think those are the bad points. You know, I don't particularly think the plot was that well written. I don't. There were a lot of things I didn't think they were that well written. Some of the dialogue I didn't think was that well written either. There were just lots of things I could have done without. Having said that, I look past all of those things personally. I knew going into it that this movie was going to have problems. So I decided to ignore those problems from the very get go. I decided to just enjoy the movie for what it was. I didn't try and, you know, mark it like it was some sort of big blockbuster movie or some sort of original, you know, kind of French independent piece. I just decided to just take the movie for what it was. You know, I'd had a particularly long day as well. I'm dealing with a bit of an injury at the moment. Some of you guys may know. So for me, it was in the evening. It was just a nice way to be able to just chill, relax, nurse my injury, and you know, enjoy it for what it is and not overthink it. So from that perspective, I liked it for what it was. I'll be real with you. I liked it for what it was. Good things about it is Eddie Murphy still got it. I still think the brother can act. I still think he's got great comedic timing. Him and Arsenio Hall still have fantastic chemistry together. That was one thing I was questioning going into it because I haven't seen Arsenio Hall in ages. I don't know about you guys, but those two are still great together. Um, I think that you know Leslie Jones does a very very good job. Actually, I don't often. I'm not a huge Leslie Jones guy. I must admit, I'm not. There's nothing about her where I look back at it and I think, oh my gosh, she was amazing in that. But actually, I thought she was pretty good. I thought the person that they is this a spoiler? Let's just say the person that they used to play the new Prince, um, I thought was a decent enough actor. Decent enough actor. I know the thing that my sister will immediately point out, my sister Nat, is you'll be like, boy, he was short though. And he's a short man, but no, he's fairly charismatic. And then, quite frankly, if you're going to play Eddie Murphy's son, you better be. You know the person I enjoyed the most? I don't give two fucks. It was Wesley Snipes. I thought he was fucking fantastic. I honestly did. You know, people say that, oh, that Leslie Jones stole the show with her subtle acting or this, that, and the other. For his simple over the topness, I thought Wesley Snipes was brilliant. I thought he was brilliant. He played a very menacing, over the top character. But that's all I'll say for now. But yeah, I thought he was brilliant. I thought the person that plays his eldest daughter weirdly reminds me of one of my sisters, Jen. She was very good, very, very good actress. So yeah, I think they had, you know, I think they found really good performances. This was clearly an African celebration. You know, if you've ever seen Black Panther, you'll know what I'm talking about. You know, this was very much Africa on a page, or sorry, on a screen. Let's celebrate. Let's swag it out. Let's show people what we're about. You know, and they did very well from that perspective. Obviously, being an African, it was nice for me to look at, admire, watch, and be proud for a second. You know, it was a nice feeling. was very beautifully made. Lots of costumes went into it. It was, you know, the design, everything about it was very vibrant on the page. It was very, very vibrant. What's the other good thing I could say about it? I think you can also tell that the actors themselves, they had a really good time making it. You know, I don't think, you know, clearly pretty much the entire cast from the first movie was in this movie. And when I mean the entire cast, I mean the entire cast was in. The only person missing, and that's only because unfortunately she's no longer with us, was the woman that played Eddie Murphy's mum the first time, funny enough, who I always thought was a brilliant actress, and obviously, and that's literally because she's no longer with us. Other than that, everybody who was in that first movie was in this movie, and that was nice to see. And I think you could tell that it was just very enjoyable. The whole thing was really. I think they just had fun, and I think because they had fun, it allowed me to look past the problems of the script. So, what would I say about the movie? The movie has problems. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is no Dynamite. Dynamite was a much better put together film. It was a much more critical film. You're looking for something that's more solid, more well acted, with less holes in it. Funny enough, with the same director as this, he's also the same director as Hustle and Flow. So this was really the first movie which I've really seen him have a lot of criticism for. Because I remember when he was initially chosen to be the director of Coming to America, lots of people were like, "Oh, thank God for that." So this is the first time where people have watched it and been like, "Fuck that! I hated this movie." But actually, for me, I looked past all those problems, and I just saw a movie which, you know, I thought, kind of like one of those movies where I was just like, you know, not like a ha-ha belly laugh, it's kind of like a ha. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be a time where I'll watch it again, probably in the next couple of months, and see if I still feel the same. In my view, what would I give this grade? I'm going to give it a C. I think a C is an appropriate mark. Like, I'm aware of the issues. I'm aware of the issues. But I also think that the way people are going on, like, it's the worst movie of the year. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, even in 2021, I've seen worse movies than this. So I think well done. And let's see what Eddie moves on to. Because for me, I like Eddie Murphy's movies. Whenever he's on the screen, and very similar to this, in fact, whenever he's on the screen, he always steals that scene. So it's important to get him in a lot more movies because who knows how much time he has left? You never know. You'll never know. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this review. I'm watching another movie called No Good Deed, which came out in 2014. I've watched it before. I may review it again. I'm still trying to decide. So keep an eye out for that if I decide to. But in the meantime, I'll leave you guys to it. And yeah, just enjoy your evening. Take care. See you soon. And peace.